Hey everybody, I'm trying to chill here with my Australian chiller hat, which you can't tell, but it's soaked in water so that it will do evaporative cooling of my large head. And speaking of large, I have, just to show you that I'm not just whining about the heat all the time. This is my largemouth bass thermometer, see? And I have an affinity for largemouth bass because I've been told that I have a large mouth from time to time. Okay, just kidding. Okay, I'll leave the comedy to the professionals. But anyway, you can see that the temperature inside here is like 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 26 or 28 degrees Celsius, okay, for you people in Europe. And that's pretty warm for indoors. And, I hope he doesn't mind me tapping on his fin. That's a sensitive area. Let's tap on him somewhere else. Up here or up here. I would like to catch a largemouth bass about this size. I have actually in the past caught one even bigger than that. But they get pretty big. I think I caught an 8 or 9 pounder at one point. But anyway, that's not what we're really here to talk about, whining about the weather. No. What I want to do today is just kind of random. I was at Walmart walking around, looking around at things. Evil Walmart, some people call it. And I was looking in the game section, and for $4 or something, I saw this dice bonanza thing, and it caught my eye. 60 different dice in here. And I thought, it was so appealing to me for some reason, I don't know why. I couldn't pass it up. So I thought to myself, for $4, I can buy that and entertain myself. For a small-brained creature, this could provide entertainment, which I am. This could provide entertainment for hours, I think, Don't you? I'm easily amused, I guess. So anyway, I bought this and I thought that might be an interesting, relaxing thing to do for ASMR also. See, it's Dice Bonanza, not Bonanza, the old television show that none of you can remember because you're too young. Warning, choking hazard, okay? So please don't eat these dice, is what they're saying. I wasn't really tempted to eat them, but they have the warning there. Where do you suppose these were made? I don't think I even have to look on the label to know. Do you? But let's look on the label and see if you can buy it for $4. This many dice. I remember when buying a paradise. That's kind of a pun, isn't it? Paradise. I'd like to go to paradise, and I believe I will someday because of my spiritual Christian faith. Anyway, Cardinal Industries. Yep. Let me see if I can pronounce this. No possible way. Wifeng, Guangdong, China. Okay? You thought I was making that up. But there it is, if you can read the label. If this thing will focus up close, yeah. There's the barcode too, just so you know. And look, there's a little cardinal on there. What is that for? A little bird symbol. Do you know, in Asia, they really make quite an emphasis on luck. And I'm glad we don't so much in the West, because the only luck I generally have is bad luck. So, as they say, if I didn't have any bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Luckily, when I play poker, I don't rely on luck. I rely on math and strategy and reading my opponents and all of the books on theory, strategy, and concepts. And I put very little emphasis on the luck part, although I'm perfectly satisfied if I can catch that lucky card on the river, as they say. I'm not disappointed by that when it happens. Anyway, this is fascinating to me. Why is that? The little child in me, I think. Maybe that's what it is. When I was small, I would have played with this for hours and hours and hours, making towers out of dice and who knows what, you know. Maybe we'll do that right now. So I'm going to put these on the table. I'm going to get a tablecloth so they don't make a lot of banging racket. And then we'll fool around with these and discuss them, okay? Is that all right? Oh, look, pop the top off. See, like right away, for example, right away, don't you think this is cool? A transparent dice. So it looks like a red cherry color. It's got all these little numbers on it. And, you know, you could do a lot of different things with something like this. Play some kind of game, you know, where you're playing for nickels or something with a kid. Come on, focus, you autofocus fool. Is there a way to get this to focus up close? I'll bet if I put my whole hand up here so that it's not trying to focus on anything else. Yeah, that works. There we go. Anyway, things like this leave me easily amused. So let's put the tripod on the table, if you don't mind, and we can just talk randomly about dice. Okay, now, I care so much about you, my viewer, that my subby, that I turned off even the fan, because I'm willing to sacrifice and get hot so that you don't have to hear that annoying noise in the background. Although personally, I find fan noise to be rather soothing. But anyway, let's get on with our dicey discussion. I kind of like the sound of them in here before I even get them out of the tube. I put this down so they won't make a giant racket. Pouring them on a hard surface table would be very jarring. We don't want that. So instead, we'll pour them out on this surface. Let's see what, by the way, I have not gotten them out of the tube before this. This is virgin to you and me, I promise. So I haven't taken them out of the tube before now, because I just recently bought this little thing on impulse. Maybe I'll do that thing that, what's her name, that ASMR artist called ASMR Requests. She takes things to the thrift store and donates, and then gets another thing to discuss. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Oh look, they put a little cardboard insert in here to make it look like you're getting more than you really are. But that's okay because, so see, the dice really only come up to here, from here above, you know? So they kind of fool you. But they don't go down into here. But that's okay, because I think this is more dice than anybody would ever need, don't you? So let's see what we got here. I'm going to have to get my glasses on if I can find them. Sometimes I can't find my glasses, and I get all upset, and then I figure out that I'm wearing them, okay? That's one of the signs of age. All right, so oh look, there's two of these. Little clear guys, I really like those, you know. What do you do with them? Are these two different sets of numbers? No, they're the same. They have numbers all the way up to 19, so they have 19 facets on them. So you could play a dice game where you're wagering nickels or something, you know, and you say, who's going to get the biggest total? And you roll them and go, okay, I got a 12. Oh, look at that. I got doubles, a 12 and a 12. The odds of that are slim. It's 1 over 19 times 1 over 19. That's amazing to me, okay? Anyway, those are cool because of the translucent, I think. And then we have, this one reminds me of those things you would get as a kid that gives you answers, you know. You turn it upside down and shake it around, and then a little thing floats up to the top and says, like you ask it a question, like, will my girlfriend, respond to my note, in 6th grade? And it gives you an appropriate answer, like, only in your dreams, or something like that. Or, maybe Tuesday or something, or it'll say, you are unlucky. Okay, let's see what we got. We got all different kinds, shapes, and sizes. I've got 3 pale blue sort of dice. They look kind of green in the camera, but to my eye they look blue. It's this lighting, so you're probably going to see them as green, because this camera's putting a reddish green tint on things. Somebody told me I looked a little like a shrimp because of the color the other day. Oh, here's 2 nice big red dice. Those are easy to see. Has anyone played craps in the casino? In craps, I don't know craps. I'm going to have to look it up and see what it says on my handy dandy dice game cheat sheet I have here. Let's see what it says about craps. How do you play? You make wager on the outcome of the roll, of course. Craps developed from a simple early English game called Hazard. Its origins are complex and may date to the Crusades. So I guess it's influenced by French gamblers. All those French, they bring us bread and snails and craps, okay? Let's see now. An American dice maker, let's see. A gambler and politician from colonial Louisiana landowners, blah, blah, blah. The game first known as crapaud, which is a French word meaning toad. I didn't pronounce that right, I'm sure. See, look what you learn when you come on my channel. Did you know craps was based on a French word meaning toad? Neither did I. How does it work? The craps table. The table's run by up to 4 casino employees on a long table. Okay, we know all that. But how does it work, though? The reason I don't play craps in the casino and only poker is that I only play a game if the odds are in my favor. and there's skill involved. And in craps, it's really a total luck game. And the casino, it's a pretty good game as far as the odds compared to some, because the casino only has something like a 1.5% edge or something, so you're not going to lose a lot of money typically in a hurry, but hey, a 1% edge will take all your money in the long run. I'd rather play a game I can consistently win that has a large element of skill, and that would be poker. So I don't play craps, but let's see what you do. While acting as the shooter, a player must have a bet on the pass line or the don't pass line, sometimes called the win or don't win. The shooter is presented with multiple dice by the stickman and must choose 2 for the round. Oh, okay, so the stickman gives me 5 dice, right? And I have to choose 2 of them. And so I'll take these 2 big red ones right here, right? Get rid of the rest. I think the dice would all be white in a casino, but, you know, there's some white dice here. I don't think I have 5 of all the same size, though. Okay, then what happens? Each round has the remaining dice go into the bowl, and they're not used. There are 2 phases, the come out and the point. Dice are passed to the left. The shooter makes 1 or more come out rolls. The shooter must shoot toward the back wall and is required generally to hit the back wall with both dice. So if you're a real klutz, you might mess that up somehow. Both dice must be tossed in one throw. You can't throw one and then throw the other one. No, it's got to be both at the same time. If only one die is thrown, the shoot is not valid. A come-out roll of 2, 3, or 12 is called craps or crapping out. Anyone betting the pass line will lose. Let's toss the dice and see if we crap out or not. I think 7 is the most common thing that comes up, right? So let's see. We pretend we hit the back wall. Wait, here's the back wall. An 8 came up, okay, so we didn't crap out yet. Okay, shooters may keep rolling. The dice are only required to be passed if a shooter 7's out. That means rolling a 7 after the point has been established. A come-out roll of 7 or 11 is a natural, and the pass line wins if you're on the pass line, if there's a 7 or an 11. So I think you want to mostly play the pass line, unless you don't like the shooter and think he's a bad shooter who's going to roll unlucky numbers. Okay, a come-out, okay, what else? The other possible numbers are the point numbers. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So we got an 8. If the shooter rolls one of these numbers on the come-out roll, this establishes the point. To pass or win, the point number must be rolled again before a 7 if you're on the win line. The dealer flips a button to the on side. Let's pretend this is the on button because it's green, right? The dealer. And then what else happens? All bets, let's see here. Any player may make a bet. The dealer flips a button to the on side and moves it to the point number, signifying the second phase of the round. So let's say the dealer has put a button on an 8, right? Pretend there's an 8 on the board. And he put a button there saying that's what has to be hit before a 7 comes. All right, that's the point. If the shooter rolls a 7, before repeating the point number, the pass line loses, and the dice are passed clockwise to the next shooter for a new round. Okay, so any player may make a bet on any number at any time. Players can place bets on the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, pass or don't pass lines, or any field, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then there's odds, of course, on each one of those. It's not even money, it's going to be some kind of odds. You know, you get 5 to 1 or something. I don't know what the odds are to get the point, but let's see if we roll an 8 again before we get a 7. Okay, we'll roll. You got a 2. We got a 7. And we didn't get an 8, so if you did the pass, the point, you would lose. Okay, if a player feels they need assistance learning the rules of craps, it is recommended to approach an empty table at a slow time of day, like, 9 a.m. Do you ever hear craps players, yelling and screaming when they're playing in a casino? I've noticed that. Okay, that's enough about craps. I'm tired of that.